and it's unclear as to exactly what the present passenger demand is. But there were several forecasts that were published from time to time on the number of expected passenger trips in 2025. And why 2025? So that is the first year that the project is expected to become operational and the services be available to passengers. And we have seen forecasts ranging from 480,000 down to 176,000 per day as the number of passengers on a typical weekday who will get on to this train to make a trip. And the last official report talks about 273,000 passenger trips per day. So therefore, there is some ambiguity and perhaps needs some more analysis to ensure that the passenger forecast is in the correct range. Now, there's another important parameter, because as you can imagine, the maximum number of passengers asking for this service in the peak hour will determine the frequency of trains. The line has to be designed to meet the peak requirement. So therefore, the consultant's latest report has estimated there will be 18,000 passengers per hour at the peak hour in year 2025. So if we say that there will be trains of 10 carriages each, that will be approximately 2,000 passengers in a train. It will require 9 trains. And the consultant has quite rightly proposed a 12-car train as well, so that you increase the capacity. So in that case, it will be 8 trains per hour. So approximately, the consultant has recommended there will be trains at 7-minute intervals to meet the passenger demand of 18,000 passengers per hour in the peak period, in the peak direction. Of course, the consultant has also assumed that the level crossings will close for 3 minutes, because this becomes very important, because if there are trains very frequently and if the level crossings close for 3 minutes, perhaps it's going to cause a major traffic jam. So therefore, this is a matter that has been discussed quite a lot. If we, and I have a video here, perhaps the 3-minute assumption may be a little bit excessive for some of the crossings. I have a video here of the Castle Street crossing taken at the peak hour, and while it is playing, we will discuss. So the consultant has largely based his recommendations on his observations at a level crossing in UK. And perhaps that line has a larger number of trains going up and down. So what we observe is that in Sri Lanka, it is most likely to be shorter. So the gate has closed now, as you see on the right-hand side, and the train has still not approached. We are into 45 seconds of the gate closure, obviously for the safety. The train has now arrived and moving across rather slowly. That's not the speed we expect. It's a 7-carriage diesel multiple unit moving rather slowly across Castle Street. And as we will see, the train has now passed. It's in 1 minute and 10 seconds. It will take a few more seconds for the traffic flow to be re-established. So perhaps the gate closure time also would have to be reviewed along with the number of passengers in terms of the total passenger count and the number of passengers expected in the peak period. So, so these assumptions obviously by the consultant has led to the decision that the line cannot be managed at the ground level. So it has to be elevated from Colombo to Malapallam, which is before Homagama.